Let's make this two-tone summer skirt. We're going to use the half double crochet and the half pin stitches, and you will need your hip measurement. So to make this, I'm going to use these two yarns. I'm going to be holding two strands together at the same time. A 7mm hook, a tape, a pair of scissors to cut off the yarn, and a darning needle. So make a chain of your hip. It shouldn't be exact, you should stretch it. So I've already made the back, and this was 50 stitches, but you can get the same measurement as I said by making a chain and then stretching it to your size. So this size is supposed to be 38 inches when stretched. So this stitch doesn't stretch as much, so you want to be as close to your size as possible. So this one is 18 inches 38 of the hip, so you want it to be 38, otherwise it doesn't stretch as much as other stitches, so you still want it to fit. So I've already done this piece and it was 50 stitches, so you can pick any color to start with. So you can either start with the orange or the pink. I started with the orange, so I'm going to start with the orange again and make my chain of 50. So let's make a chain of 50. Now that you've made a chain of 50, which is this, add one stitch. That will be your turning. So this will be your first stitch. The first two stitches will be your first stitch, and then you're going to skip the first three. So this is the skip stitch, and you're going to go into the fourth stitch on the hook. Now what you're going to do is, we're not going to put edging, so you want it to look nice and neat like this, similar to your beginning. So you're going to skip the first three stitches. So the first two is a stitch, the third is your skipped stitch, and you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the back bump of the fourth stitch, yarn over and pull through. You will have 3 stitches on the hook, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over and pull through. You're going to have 1 2 3 4 5 stitches, yarn over and pull through all 5 stitches, and then chain 1. That's your first mini bin that you've made, and you're going to skip the next stitch and go into the next stitch. So you skip the next stitch and into the next stitch, yarn over, insert your hook into the back bump, yarn over and pull through. You have 3 stitches on the hook, yarn over, insert into the stitch again, yarn over and pull through. You're going to have 5, yarn over and pull through, and then chain 1. So that's your bin stitch. So you're going to continue the same way until the end of the row. So I'm going to demonstrate one more time, then I'm going to go off camera and finish my row. So yarn over, skip the next stitch, insert your hook in the back bump, yarn over and pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert in the same stitch, yarn over and pull through, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 5, and then chain 1. One of the biggest problems, one of the challenges that people may face is to forget to chain 1. So don't forget to chain 1, because that's where you're going to be working your stitches in the next row. So one last time, yarn over, skip 1, insert your hook in the back bump, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, insert in the stitch again, yarn over and pull through, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through. So I'm going to go off camera and work the rest of the row, and then I'm going to come back so we can start adding the neck. And I'm now at the end of the row, so I'm just going to place a half double crochet in the last stitch, which is yarn over, insert your hook in the stitch, yarn over and pull through. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through. So your beginning of a row is a chain 2 and your end of a row is a half double crochet. So this is your first row. So for the second row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. So we're going to work until we have 3 stitches left at the end. So the turning chain, stitch 1 and stitch 2. So I'm going to work until I get here, then we're going to start changing the yarn. So I've chained 2 and I'm going to work in the chain spaces only, so but using the beam stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook in the chain space, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, insert and pull through, yarn over and pull through, chain 1, and continue until you are at the end of you have 3 stitches left. Then we're going to join the other color. So as I said, I need to have 3 stitches left, so 1 2 3. So in the 4th stitch I'm going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 5. And now I'm going to join the other color. So what I do is I'm going to make a slip knot, okay, and pull through to make, so this is a chain as similar to the one I've made, and then I'm going to work with the new color until the end. I'm not going to carry this yarn, so I'm going to drop it at the back and we'll pick it up on our way back, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So what you're going to do is in the next stitch, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, and do it again, and yarn over and pull through, and then chain 1. Just tug that so that it's nice and tight. I'm carrying this yarn so I don't have to weave it in. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and chain 1, and at the end of the row I'm going to make a half double crochet. All right, so I've started adding my color. Now let's work our way back. From here everything is going to be the same, so it will be a repetition of the 3rd row and the 4th row, and I'm going to show you. So chain 2 and turn. Make a beam stitch in the 1st stitch, chain 1, and then make a beam stitch in the 2nd stitch, chain 1. Now what we want is we want to be adding the pink color and removing the orange color so that it crosses in between. So in each row we're going to be making 1 more of the pink color and 1 less of the orange color. So in the next stitch, so we need 3 of the pink color you yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, yarn over, and pull through and pull through. Now we have 3 bean stitches instead of 2, and then we go back to the first color and chain 1, drop the second color at the back, and then in the next stitch we're going to work orange until the first color until the end, which is the orange, and I'm going to yarn over, but I don't just insert my hook here because then I'm going to have this little yarn there that's going to make my work untidy. Yarn over, insert your hook behind this, I'm going to call it a stem, and insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through the stitch and pull through the stem, so you still have 3 stitches on the hook. Yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over and pull through, you have 5, yarn over and pull through, you will have finish your bean stitch and then chain 1. If you don't do it this way, this is how it's going to look, and it's going to look really untidy. So you chain yarn and then you insert your hook in the next stitch and work your mini bean as normal and chain 1, but this yarn will always be sticking out and it's going to look untidy, so you don't want that to show. So let me do it again. You pick up your yarn and chain 1, yarn over, insert your hook behind that thread, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through and pull through. You have 3 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 5. So you have your stitch, and then you continue working your color 1 until the end of the row, and I'm going to come back when I am at the end of the row. I'm now at the end of the row and I'm going to work a double crochet as per usual. So now I'm going to work back in the next row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 more bean stitch in pink, and that will be 1 less bean stitch in orange. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to come back when I'm working this stitch so that we can change yarn, and I can show you how to change yarn when you're working your primary color. So this is row 4 and I'm going to chain 2 and then work my bean stitch, and I'll see you where I have to change colors. So I'm now 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is where I change color. So I'm going to work this one last stitch, the 5th one, finish my bean, and then we're going to pick up the 2nd color and then make a chain like that. Leave the 1st color at the back. Always remember to leave it at the back, so it's sticking out like this. So once again, I'm going to show you how to hide it. So yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, but make sure that you're also inserting under the stem. So insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and insert in the same stitch, yarn over and pull through, and finish with a chain 1. Tag your color 1 to make sure the stitch is nice and tight, but you still have it like here a little bit. So you do the same when you're working in the next stitch. Just make sure you work your hook under, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and insert in the stitch again, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. So you're covering that stem so that your work looks nice and tidy. And then from there, you're just going to continue until the end of the row, and at the end of the row you make a half double crochet and chain 2 and then turn. So from here you're going to be working rows 3 and 4. So you're basically going to be working one more bean with the second color and one less with the orange color. And when you're changing colors, don't forget to hide the stem so that your work looks tidy. So I'm just going to work a little bit of the 5th row, and then I'm going to go off camera and finish my skirt up until I change colors, just to remind you. So 1 2 3 4, and because previously we worked 4 beanies, now it has to be 5 of the second color, so 4 and 5, right? Now we're going to leave our yarn, drop it at the back and pick up color 1 but behind the stem instead, and pull through, yarn over and work into the stitch again, and then chain 1 and continue until the end of the row. So you're going to continue working until you have completely don't have the orange, which is color 1. So you're just going to continue working one more of the color 2 until you have a complete row of color 2, and that's it. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to work the other piece, and then we're going to come back and join the 2 pieces together. So I will see you when I'm done with my piece. Okay, so we are going to now join. I'm now done with my 2 sides. So we're now going to join the 2 sides. So I've decided to align the pink side with the pink and the orange with the orange. And I'm going to start at the top here. So you will have like your yarn which you haven't weaved in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a fringe with this yarn, right? And I'm going to make I've made a fringe here at the bottom already. We're going to have 2 strands of yarn, and each strand should measure 16 inches. So you just have to measure your very first one, and then you can use that as a template for the rest of your fringe. So that's 16 inches, right? And then I'm going to make a second one that's also 16 inches, right? So that's 4 strands, and then I am going to I'm going to skip the next 2 rows, and in the 3rd row I'm going to add my fringe. Yeah, I think I'm going to do pink, orange, pink, orange. So the next one would be my pink, and in the same way I am going to measure 16 inches. We're going to cut it a little bit short, but 16 is starting point. 16 inches, here it is, cut, and then do 16 inches. Do another 16 inches, so that will be 16 inches. There you go, and cut. And so we've got 4 strands, fold in half, use your hook, skip 2 rows, and in the next row add your fringe. And I'm going to continue until the end, and I'm going to do the same on that other side. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use my color, and I'm just going to even out the fringe, because they usually come out different sizes, and you want them to be like, I say, you don't have to do this, but I do it because I just want this to be even. So what I do is you comb it out nicely, and then just cut. Pick a line and cut there. So I'm picking that 10, and I'm gonna cut the 10. Some of them will still be shorter, and that's okay, but you would have cut off the excess. Right. There we go. Now it's better. Take it off, just in case it's a little bit loose. So I'm going to do a cord for that, and it's going to be double strand. To make your cord, you're going to have your strands of yarn by making a slip knot. Like so. And then you're going to split your colors into 2. So you have your pink and you have your orange. So the one at the bottom you yarn under, the one at the top you yarn over, and you pull through. Yarn under, yarn over, and pull through. Yarn under, yarn over, and pull through. Yarn under, yarn over, and pull through. And continue until your cord is 1.5 the size of your waist. So if your waist is say 30, your cord will be 45 inches. So just continue until you have the size of your waist, your actual size of the waist, not the size of the hip, but your actual size of the waist, and add a half. So as I said, if your waist is 30, the half is 15, your cord will be 45. I'm gonna go off camera and I'm going to work my cord, and I'll come back when I'm done. I'm done with my cord. Here it is. and I'm now just going to run it around. So at this point you have to decide which one is your top, which one is your bottom. I've decided that this part with more orange will be the top part, and you also want your cord to be at the center, so just count. So just count from the center. So this is my center, and that's the 13th stitch. So this 13th chain space. So this is where I'll be tying my cord, and I'm just gonna run it through all the chain spaces and keep it to that side of the chain. So I'm just gonna run it through all the chain spaces all around until I get back here, and then I'm done. If you enjoyed the tutorial, don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications. Until next time, thank you for watching.